got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you, get you, get you, get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be.
Ryan, wake up, he said, patting her head softly, which was resting on his lap. She squirmed a little and snuggled more in his stomach. Let me sleep a little more. Don't disturb me. But you said to wake you up at 6. You'll scold me after waking up late that I didn't wake you up. Ryan wide opened her eyes and sat straight on the sofa, getting off from his lap. Okay, I'm going. She hurriedly kissed his cheeks and stood up, ready to go, but he held her hand. Do you want me to drop you off to your home? She softly removed his hand from her, saying, No need, your work is more important. Driver will drop me. I'll do it later, he said, grabbing his car keys. No, I know, this is important. He sighed and nodded. Jungkook. She held his hand. She was sounding nervous, wanted to say something, and he can sense it. Yes, fine. You want to say something? He cupped her face and made her look at him. She looked at him for some time, debating in her mind she should tell him or not. Nothing. Ryan, are you alright? You are sounding low. She exhaled heavily and shook her head. She can't hide anything from him. He knows her more than herself. It's nothing, just exams are coming close, so... Come here. He pulled her on his lap and hugged her tightly, resting his head on her shoulder. You made me worried. Come on, you'll score good. I know. You have prepared enough, right? She nodded. Now don't show me your potato face. You really like to make me worried, right? She glared at him when he compared her with a potato. Do you think you can scare Mafia King by those beautiful eyes of yours? Now she was trying hard to control her smile. Come on, don't hide your smile. I know, I'm making you blush. Blood rushed through her cheeks and she hid her face in his chest. Don't take stress, okay? He kissed her forehead. I'm going now. Bye. Ryan just entered in her house and was going in her room. But when? Where are you going like thieves, darling? She closed her eyes in frustration, as she doesn't wanted to see his face while he came in front of her. My dear sister. Oh, sorry, stepsister. She didn't said anything and started walking by his side, but he held her hand. Trying to ignore me? No, not possible. Leave my hand, Ron, if you don't want my fingerprints on your face. He glared at her and yanked her closer to him, twisting her hand. He bring his face closer to hers, but she turned her face other side in disgust. How about Anu? Ah! He screamed in pain and left her hand. When she kicked him between his legs, he was about to slap her, but... Ryan, you came. Oh, you already met with your brother. He came when you were in college. What happened to you, Ron? She asked, looking at him, cause his face was all red and he was standing disbalanced. Nothing, Mom. Just hit my leg somewhere. Be careful, and Ryan, come with me. I made your favorite dinner. Okay, Mom. And she went behind her mom. Ron is Ryan's stepbrother. When Ryan was 10, her mother died due to some disease, and Ryan needed someone to take care of her, so her dad remarried. But she had one son, Ron. She loved Ryan like her own daughter. But from the very first day, Ron was having different intentions towards Ryan. Fortunately, he was sent abroad for studies, so Ryan was at peace. But today, he returned, and that's what Ryan is tensed about. Ryan loudly closed the door of her room after entering, as Ron was not leaving any chance to harass her even on dinner table. She is frustrated, and moreover, she is scared. Now, she decided to tell all this to Jungkook tomorrow. Just then, her phone rang, and a wave of relief washed over her just by looking at the caller ID. She corrected her throat and picked up the call, but didn't say anything. She could hear his breathing sound. Same goes with him. Both were waiting for the other one to say something, and in the end, being impatient, Jungkook spoke. I quit. How are you? You reached safely? But he only heard giggles of her from the other side. Ryan, she stopped laughing. I can see your sulky face even from here. Okay, bye. Hey, sorry, don't cut the call. Tell me, what are you doing? Nothing. Just missing your presence beside me. Oh, really? Someone grabbed her mouth from behind and the phone fell from her hands. Ryan bit on the person's hand and the person yanked her harshly on the bed, freeing his hand from her teeth. Ryan looked at the person, getting shocked. Ron, what are you doing? And how did you even enter the room? I locked it. That doesn't matter. What matters is what I'm going to do to you. She crawled back on the bed and shouted. Don't waste your energy in screaming. By the way, let me tell you, they are not home. They both left for urgent work, giving your responsibility to me, that I should take care of you. And look, I'm taking care of you. And you know what? They will not return till morning. So I got whole night, you know. Fear started rushing through her body. She looked for her phone, which was laying on the bed. But before she could reach it, Ron picked it up and smashed it on the floor, shattering it into pieces. Ron started climbing on the bed and she freaked out, imagining the worst comings. Ron, have you gone mad? You're not doing this. He kept on coming closer to her. Ron, I'm your sister. He grabbed her arm and pulled her closer. We are not blood related in any means. He started leaning in to kiss her, but she pushed him and slapped him hard. You have lost your mind completely. He looked at her with red eyes, holding his cheeks where she just slapped him. Now I will show you my real mad side. I was going easy on you. Now bear me. He grabbed her hand and twisted it, and she screamed in pain. He pushed her on the bed and hovered above her, while she was still yelling and crying in pain. He grabbed her fistful hair and made her look at him. Leave me, you. He pulled her hair more, as he was liking seeing her helpless. She was struggling and crying in his hold. My mark is looking good on you. Let's switch to the main part. And he tore her dress, and her eyes went wide, thinking, is she going to lose her dignity? Yes, if she didn't do anything, she had to fight back to save herself. He was going to attack on her lips, but this time she pushed him with her other hand and somehow managed to get up from the bed. Her one hand was still paining like hell. He attempted to get up, but Ryan grabbed his hair in one hand and banged his head on the headboard several times. Ron jerked her hand and she fell on the floor. Ron grabbed his head, blood oozing out from his head. He shook his head vigorously to clear his blurry vision. He walked in Ryan's direction angrily. Just then, the door opened with a loud thud, revealing Jungkook, and both of them looked at the door. Jungkook looked at Ryan, who was not looking less than a mess. Her tear-stained face. He looked at Ron with rage. He walked towards him and kicked him hard and started punching him hardly. The intensity of punches was that much high that he fainted instantly. Jungkook left his lifeless body after kicking him for the last time. He looked at Ryan, who was in the corner now, crying badly, hiding her face between her knees, the sight which broke his heart completely. He hugged her softly, wrapping his arms around her. She flinched and winced in pain. He started pushing him with her one hand and even scratched and slapped him, but he didn't let her. Ryan, it's me, Jungkook. I'm sorry. Please calm down. Her movements skipped hearing his voice. She looked up and blinked her eyes several times to clear her blurry vision, and she recognized him. She hugged him tightly and cried hard on his chest. Jungkook, he... And she fainted in his arms. Time skip. Ryan opened her eyes only to find herself in her boyfriend's bedroom. She tried to get up with the help of her hand, but yelped in pain as her hand was injured. She looked at her hand, which was now wrapped in bandages now. All the incidents which happened back then flashed in her mind. Her attention got diverted by the voice calling her name. Ryan. She looked up and saw Jungkook coming towards her. Are you okay? She shook her head and looked down as tears started gathering in her eyes again. He hugged her gently, not wanting to hurt her any injury. she needed it. She needed it so badly, the warm embrace of his, in which she can hide herself. She cried her heart out in his embrace. After some time, her cries died down. She looked up at him. Jungkook, Mom, Dad, I have told them everything. They were sorry to leave you alone with them. They will be here till morning. She nodded and looked down. Tears were still pouring down from her eyes. Wayne, please stop crying now. He cupped her face and wiped her tears. I'm sorry for being late, and I'm proud of you that you fought for yourself. He kissed her forehead. But how did you? The phone wasn't disconnected, Ryan, and I'm glad it wasn't. Let's sleep. It's still midnight. She nodded and tried to lay down, but a scream left from her mouth in pain. Careful, Ryan. The doctor said not to use this hand much. It will take time to heal, cause some of your muscles got twisted. But how will I sleep? It's painful like hell. He laid on the bed and took her in his arms and rested her head on his chest. Like this. Now sleep. Sweet dreams. A man was brutally bruised and beaten up, and now is laying on the ground, almost lifeless. But still, Jungkook's motives to torture him more didn't falter. He was still showing his cruelty on him.
I got you in my sight. I keep all the